So you know somebody's been busy, right? It's alright though. No matter. Why? Because we are bright. We are here. We are now. And so, I felt called to bring some cards with me. Gee, go figure, right? So I'm going to try to line up this camera here and get a few cards pulled right before the sun rises. Totally rises or whatever. And then I'm going to enjoy the sunrise, and I'm going to walk home, and I'm going to take some Tylenol for my poor mouth. I got to go to the dentist, y'all. Straight up. Requirement, Stephanie, go to the dentist. Okay, so let's try to get this angled and adjusted here. Let's see. Alright. Well, I do. I was just thinking, if only I had an extra little rock for an angle, but I do. There we go. Alright. Let's see. Move it down more. Well, I know I'm like, there we go. Alright. Better. Okay. Unzip my zippity zip here. Okay. Oh, sorry. No problem. Okay. So, let's see what cards we got today. I'm going to pause you for a hot second. So, we're back. I was called to the Soul's Lesson Journey cards now. I must remind you, they are not organized. And I do not usually read reversals unless I'm called to. So, let's get this show on the road. Source, truth, knowledge, wisdom, alright, y'all. Time to check in. Cut, clean, clear. Alright, Source, sunrise, moon, earth. I see y'all. Beautiful energetics this morning. What have you got for us today from our soul's lessons? Okay, this card wanted to come. Okay, we have put a death to something. And we're learning that endings are merely just beginnings. Because when you put a death to things that no longer serve you, that drain you, that weigh you down, that tie you, that keep you bonded, that keep you restricted, we've learned that shit don't serve us. So we're getting better at putting a death to things and letting it go. And these tower moments are getting easier as we go. But yet, while we're putting a death to things on this round, we accept that everything happens in divine order, and that is what gives us our patience. Our patience and our willingness to accept these tower moments, these deaths, these continuous restructurings, reworkings, and these new energetics and these learnings. Because we understand this is a journey, and it's about the journey, as the destination is already motherfucking guaranteed, y'all. Alright, let's see what else they got for us this morning. It's a pretty good start to this, huh? Truth, knowledge, wisdom only. It's source, truth, knowledge, wisdom only. I know you wanted me to take that card and I didn't, but if it's meant to come out, it'll come out. So we're accepting that our inner voice will always lead us correctly, and this is also what's helping giving this trust of this knowledge, this deep knowing, and the fact that we've been seeing it working for us as we've learned to trust it. This is also adding to our patience and giving us increased potential in these death and rebirth processes, making them quicker and less detrimental. Because we got courage. We have courage, and we have had courage to find the inner strength and to face fear with confidence and walk through that, because we know what fear is. We're no longer energizing fear. We see it for what it is. We accept its energy, but we utilize it as a tool, not as something to hold us back. So we see it for what it is. We learn from it, and then we gain courage from that, and we walk through it. And when we walk through that, we bring healing in a state of perfection and harmony into our world, into our inner world, which then brings it into our outer world, right? And we do it without judgment, because now we have discernment. Discernment is a beautiful thing, right? Boundaries. And so we find balance in these energetics that are working here with us. And in doing all of this process, y'all, we've acknowledged that harboring resentment and shit and like ill will and lower vibratory fields, lack mentality, fear, greed, dichotomy, that shit, it just doesn't serve us. And it blocks us from the flow of love. And what are we really here for? Love, experience, actual 3D practicality, right? And story time. Story time with Bitch Energetics. So we found forgiveness. Forgiveness not only of others, because it didn't work for us when we found forgiveness to others first, because it wasn't real forgiveness. We had to find forgiveness within ourselves. And so we found forgiveness for ourselves, within ourselves, and of ourselves. And through that, we found true forgiveness for others, and we found true forgiveness. And this, my friends, we were very undisciplined before we realized this. But because we have done this, we now realize that we can accomplish whatever we set our mind to. Whatever we are setting our mind to, we can accomplish. Okay? And this then brings us in our discipline. And we must always remember to stay aware and focused on discipline. Because as empaths, super empaths, psychics, all this energy that we're working with, and we're very open to, right? This is our empathy, and this can get us distracted. This can become a little overwhelming at times, a little heavy sometimes when it's not aligned. So we need to work with our empathy. We need to harness that tool, that skill set. We need to fit, form, and fashion that key. And we need to be open to seeing both sides of any situation and all situations, as that is true empathy. And that, my friends, removes loneliness and reminds us that we are never lonely and will never be lonely again. And we never were really ever truly alone, as Source is always with us. And in Source being always with us, there is an honesty here that just invokes trust instantly, because it's so true. It's rooted in honesty and truth. And we understand in this knowing of our connection of root to Source, and that we've never been alone, nor will we ever be alone, that we can't always expect the truth from others, right? But we can always, and we will always, and we do always expect the motherfucking truth from ourselves, to ourselves, about our damn selves, and Source as well. And so Source here tells that honesty has arrived. You have found and harmonized and aligned with that honesty. And you did it by surpassing your original denial. All the things that you had denied, you're no longer denying. You become very honest about those things, and you're not judging it. Fuck no, you ain't judging that shit. You're seeing it for what it is. You're learning from it, and this gives you discernment for energetics of navigational skill set and movement with precise precision and grace, y'all. And then you're learning to acknowledge that your fear, you acknowledge that you have fears. You acknowledge what fear is. Like I was saying before, we know what fear is. We see it. We understand it's energetics. We use it as a tool, as a skill set, as a stepping stone, right? And we replace that fear when we walk through it. We replace it with the insights and the awareness that we've gotten from our soul. And that's what we've done to come to this level of honesty. Honesty within ourselves brings honesty from around us to others from us. And where there was once no peace. No peace, see? In reverse. There is now peace. Sorry for the resonance card. I am a being of love, and I release all negative energy, all negative attachments, all negativity. I release them from attaching to me, but that does not mean I release them from me being able to see. And where we were once lost in our purpose, we are no longer lost in our purpose. We have taken up our purpose. We have been illuminated to our purpose, and we are stepping on the board of mission, and we are on mission. And it's, I know what I'm here to do, yo. I'm working on it in my own way, my own pace, my own little flowing vibe, right? And your light brings light to the world. Where there was stagnancy and no change, there is now change. You are changing, my friend. You've gone through and are going through the Vesica Pisces. And you understand that nothing can grow or progress without movement. Oops, there you go. And where you once felt like you were a failure and had no success and were being held back from your success by something outside of yourself, you once realized, nah, man. Fuck, nothing can hold my success back from me but only myself, right? Right. So we changed that with this honesty. And in this, we have gained and are gaining momentum and success. I know that there is no greater goal, it says, than to love. And where we once felt failure, this is clarification, there is no such thing as failure, and we have learned this now. We understand that what are perceived mistakes are only an opportunity to learn. And when you learn that lesson, there's no such thing as failure, y'all. It's just all about the journeys. There's many paths, there's many roads, there's many destinations. There's many different sceneries on these paths, right? Where we once had judgment and felt judged, we no longer feel judged. Judgment's in reverse. I am called to read this card and keep it in the reverse because we are no longer in judgment. We're in discernment, no longer in judgment. So, we have learned the lesson of this card, which is that I understand that everybody has their own unique journey and all. And they're all got their own path with their own unique set of challenges. We all do. And since we are no longer in fear, or no longer in judgment, we no longer latch and attach onto fear. I am called to lead this in reverse as well. 2 in a row. Oh, be back, y'all. This must be the end. Hold on, sunrise coming up. So, we're done with fear. And this gives us our health. Because we are done with blame. We have come through the adversity. We have found our happiness. And inside that happiness, we live in gratitude. And the things that we once did not accept, we now are in acceptance of. And we find humor about the things that we were once indecisive of. Because now we live in freedom. Because we surrendered to the divine. We surrendered our worry. We surrendered our relationships. And we began to grow. And the sunrise is growing, my friends. So I'm sorry to cut this short and fast at the end, but I need to catch the sunrise. Peace, y'all. Story time with Bridge Energetics, brought to you by the Spent Angle of Light. Wholeness.